And it's too bad, but more Canadians are struggling to manage their debt. You know, when it comes to dealing with debt and debt collectors, he has some advice for you. He's a Senior Vice President and licensed insolvency trustee at BDO First Call Debt Solutions. André Bolduc joins us one more time on the show. Good to have you here.
Good to be back.
Your location, Kent Street, correct?
Correct, 180 Kent.
Okay. Now, why are Canadians going into such debt?
Well, interest rates are cheap, and Canadians don't save as much as they used to. So, because people don't have savings, when life events happen, a job loss, illness, separation, they use credit instead of using their savings. So they're getting deeper into debt. At least that's what we're seeing at our office, and then gets them in trouble.
Okay.
And they fall behind, and sometimes they have to deal with collection agencies.
Okay, so it's a big problem.
Yes, it is.
Big
more and
problem.
more.
Okay, insolvencies are on the rise. So what is an insolvency?
An insolvency is a bankruptcy or a consumer proposal. A lot of people are opting for a consumer proposal, which is making a deal with your creditors as opposed to cashing all your chips. When you look at the year-over-year statistics, Canada is up 6.5%, and Ontario is up 9.4%. So it's a substantial increase year over year.
Okay, so we're going to talk about debt collectors, and I always think about some guy banging on your door. I mean, is that still what's going on? Is that a debt collector still, or are they doing it in different modern ways?
No, there are rules in Ontario.
Yeah.
When you're referred to a collection agency because you're not paying your bills or your credit card, they first have to write to you in writing, send you a letter. Then they have to wait 6 days before they actually call you. And then once they make contact with you, they're only allowed to call you 3 times per week. Now, it's either calling you to speak with you or leaving a voicemail. If they call and you don't answer and they don't leave a message, it doesn't count. They can only also call you between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday. And on Sunday is 1 to 5 only, and they're not allowed to do it on holidays.
Really? So it seems pretty specific when it comes to debt collectors. Now,
It is.
Are you being specific there to make sure that people know that it's legit? It's not like a fraudulent person trying to get through to say, hey, you owe us some money?
To some degree, and sometimes, I hear stories of bad experience with debt collectors. Not so much now that it's very prescribed, but you never know, right? It's important to know your rights and what you can do in those cases.
How do you handle these calls from collections agencies?
Well, first of all, they're doing their job, so I recommend answering the call and being upfront with them. Don't be intimidated, and try to work out a payment arrangement, and write down everything. And it is possible sometimes to settle for a lump sum if something's been there for a long time and it comes out of the blue. Just keep records, don't pay cash, keep receipts, and make sure that if you negotiate something, you get that in writing.
Yeah, definitely.
And you want to ensure that they report the correct stuff to your credit bureau. Because once collections get involved, it's a big back mark on your credit bureau.
So more importantly, even before we get to that, I mean, how can you help us resolve debts? Make sure those debts don't even happen, or at least let's get them down to maybe more manageable.
Well, you need to be proactive. Once you're in collection, it's too late. You have a problem. You need to budget, live within your means, and all those things. A lot of people don't, and when they don't, they have to deal with collections, and oftentimes they'll come see us when they have too many collections, or they just can't find a way to repay that.
Okay. Is there a way to stop the phone calls? I mean, this is just, it has to happen?
You can request that they communicate with you in writing only. You can send a registered letter saying, I just want you to communicate with me in writing. It's just by phone. Sometimes it's easier. And if you're seen as being less cooperative or avoiding them, they could garnish you or take court action, things of that nature.
So tell us what you do then at BDO to help people out.
Well, a lot of times if people have too many collections or they just can't make ends meet or they can't make the budget balance because they have too much debt, we meet them. It's free. We go over all their options with you, whether it be working on their budget, debt consolidation. When that doesn't work, we look at if we can do a proposal, paying X number of cents on the dollar. And there's also bankruptcy, but that's a last resort.
Yeah, nobody wants to go into bankruptcy.
No, and 70% of the time we will do a proposal. People like that because they can pay something. It's usually a payment they can afford, and they're paying less than what they owe a lot of times. They keep their assets. We stay the creditors, so they can't call you. So,
all right.
If there's one piece of advice is to get professional help from a licensed insolvency trustee.
Get it from André Bolduc. Thank you very much. Take care.